A former K-pop idol and one of China's biggest stars has made international headlines after serious allegations were made. You used the same methods to get girls to go and play drinking games with you. You took pictures of a bunch of girls and picked through them like they were commodities.
Is it just the girl who was butthurt that she got dumped or ghosted by a celebrity?
His ex-girlfriends are angry.
She tells Kris to go back to Canada where he came from and urges Kris to find a way to remove the COVID-19 vaccine from his body since he received it in China.
Lawsuits were filed. This studio is absolutely shocked by this. We have already enlisted a lawyer to collect evidence and sue. Many brands have cut ties, including Louis Vuitton, Porsche, and Bulgari. The situation is so messy, his mother was the catalyst in sending him to jail. Sentencing could be dire for the rapper.
If the Chinese people's outrage will be so big, puts a certain pressure on the Chinese government and official to sentence him to death.
What did this celebrity do to get all of China to dislike him? After that, leave China immediately. You don't deserve to stay here. Are the allegations as bad as they seem? We've done some digging, and here's what we found out. Kris Wu, also known as Wu Yifan, is currently embroiled in a serious controversy after several women came forward claiming he SA'd them. The 30-year-old was born in Guangzhou, China, but moved to Vancouver, Canada at the age of 10. He skyrocketed to fame when he was tapped to make his debut in the K-pop group EXO. Through EXO, he gained fame in not only Korea, but worldwide. EXO quickly found success, winning numerous awards. They were also described as the biggest boy band in the world. However, Kris felt he wasn't being treated fairly and was only seen as a product to the company rather than as a person. He officially stopped promoting with the group on May 15, 2014, and shortly after, filed a lawsuit against EXO's record label and agency, SM Entertainment, wanting his contract with them to be terminated. Kris then returned to China and debuted under Universal China as a solo artist. In 2015, he made his film debut and won the Best Newcomer Award for the 3rd China International Film Festival, London. Kris quickly became one of China's top celebrities. He even broke into the Western entertainment industry through his role in XXX Return of Xander Cage, working alongside actor Vin Diesel. On July 8, 2021, Kris's reputation was forever tainted when his rumored ex-girlfriend, 19-year-old Meizhu, came forward alleging he had a history of infidelity and preying on underage girls. Meizhu released a long statement on the Chinese website Sina Weibo, also known as just Weibo, saying she had believed herself to be dating Kris, but found out she was just one of many women. Her statement came after a fan posted a picture of Kris with a girl on a date at a movie theater. That was when Meizhu knew she was being cheated on and went to Weibo to expose him. In her statement, she explained she wasn't a very confident person and suffered from mental health issues after coming forward. She said she was diagnosed with depression and anxiety and was scared to leave her home to interact with others. She suffered from a number of health issues, including not being able to sleep, fatigue, and poor cardiac stability. Meizhu said she had considered ending her life because of the cyberbullying and threats she was receiving. As a girl who lives alone, I was genuinely really scared. Meizhu claimed Kris had secret accounts for talking to girls. She believed her relationship with Kris was serious when she found out Kris was fooling around. My friends were also summoned using the same excuses. You had a special WeChat account that you used to add us underage girls. She said he had methods for bringing girls in. You used the same methods, MV casting for a female lead, studio wanting to sign a new artist, to get girls to go and play drinking games with you, plying them with alcohol. All while sweet talking. I'll take care of you. I want to be with you. You went to an after party and while drinking, you took pictures of a bunch of girls and picked through them like they were commodities. Kris's fans' threats were the reason she came forward with more information. She didn't realize how much bullying she'd receive, even on posts where she's mourning the end of the relationship. However, she said she'll stay strong. I think living like this is exhausting, but I'm willing to accept all the cyberbullying. Today, I have to take a stand and speak on behalf of all the underage girls who have been deceived. Kris Wu's studio replied to Meizhu's statement, saying they were shocked by her sensationalized story and condemned the malicious slander. We have already enlisted a lawyer to collect evidence and sue, and will immediately file a lawsuit and a police report. After the statement came out, Kris's fans flooded Twitter with the hashtags #AlwaysWithKrisWu and #AlwaysLoveKrisWu. Some fans repeatedly sent identical messages, while others just showed their support. No matter what happens, we will always by your side, Kris Wu. Always with Kris Wu, Wu Yifan, always love Kris Wu, Kris Wu. Thank you for being in this world, and I feel so proud because I'm your fan. Who will fight till the end? We will. The only thing that matters to me is your health. I hope you currently eat well, sleep well, and ignore the absurd things of the internet. On July 10th, Meizhu responded to Kris's studio statement and said she and the other victims would be filing a police report. She said she would work with the police and hand over any evidence she had. On July 18th, Meizhu spoke with NetEase Entertainment, where she said she is ready to go through legal proceedings and she's ready to fight. In the interview, Meizhu spoke about Kris sending her 500,000 yuan, which is approximately 77,000 USD. The transactions were allegedly meant to be hush money to keep Meizhu quiet, but Meizhu showed screenshots of her sending the money back to Kris in installments as her bank wouldn't allow her to send the full amount. When asked if she was scared of Kris suing her, Meizhu said, "I was scared, but I am not scared anymore, because I know that I am not fighting alone. He sued me and I was responding, but I guess he would not prosecute." Meizhu was asked if she would accept a larger settlement. She said she considered it at first, but turned it down due to wanting to have solidarity with the other women. She said 7 other alleged victims were ready to come forward and she was prepared to represent them. She added there were more than 7 victims, but didn't want to disclose the real number. As well, 2 of the victims were underage and have evidence against him. Meizhu claimed one of the ways Kris would pick up women was by inviting pretty girls from his fan club to a private meet and greet under the assumption there would be more fans there. When they arrived, it would be just Kris. She also alleged he would invite women to fake auditions for music videos, but when they arrived, he would be the only person there. After they were intimate, he allegedly gifted the girls luxury items he had received as promotional materials. Meizhu claimed that when she was 17, she was lured to Kris's house under the assumption they would be talking about work-related things. Instead, she was immediately given drinks and forced to play drinking games. At one point, Kris and his friends fined her multiple shots for taking too long in the bathroom, and she ended up drinking so much she lost consciousness. When she woke up, she said she was in bed with Kris. She claimed Kris never wore protection when they were intimate, and she immediately wanted to leave after she woke up beside Kris. Meizhu said she and Kris entered what felt like a relationship, and he kept saying he would bring her to meet his mother in the new year, but never did. After her experience with Kris, she never wanted to be in a relationship again. The relationship hurt her self-esteem and mental health to the point where she wanted to end her life. Another rumored ex-girlfriend spoke up about Kris. Actress Lin Xia posted on her Weibo, 7 years? Justice? Bring it on. Xia also commented on one of Kris's posts saying, "Be patient and keep calm, wait for me." Xia is a former Idol trainee. It's rumored she dated Kris back in 2014 when a photo of her and Kris in bed was leaked from her phone. At the time, Kris's fans attacked Xia, accusing her of photoshopping the picture to gain clout. July 18th was also the day Kris began to receive backlash from his brand sponsors about the situation. Shanghai-based beauty brand Cannes was the first to end Kris's endorsement contract. Cannes has issued a termination letter to Kris Wu and has since ended all brand partnerships with him. At first, companies like Lancome, Master Kong Iced Tea, and Libby only restricted their posts featuring Kris. Later, brands like Porsche, Master Kong Iced Tea, Body, and Tencent Video ended their partnerships with Kris, removing all posts from their social media pages that mentioned him. That same day, Meizhu posted 2 more updates on Weibo, making more detailed allegations. Her first post said she didn't believe Kris was a bad person at his core, he was just spoiled too much. You have to grow up, you need to face your responsibilities. Even if you just turn yourself in, I'll admire you for it. Don't try to escape life. Think of your mom. Right or wrong, she really gave up so much for you. When can the average person make 2-3 billion? Stand up, like a man. In her second post, Meizhu accused Kris of hiring people to dig up dirt on her and to manipulate Weibo's trending topics to make himself look better. She also believed Kris thought she wouldn't come forward. "I've never addressed these things before. I didn't sue you. Did you think that because I don't have money, that no one would be brave enough to step forward?" Meizhu claimed to have enough evidence to send Kris to jail for at least 10 years. She said they only spent 10 days actually interacting. The entire time you were just bratting about how amazing you are. You'd scoff at the male center of some survival show, look down on some young female star, claim that female survival show contestants were constantly fawning over you, or say some female executive wanted to link up to have sex but you didn't go. Meizhu said Kris was rude. You didn't even have nice things to say about your former bandmates. Have you said a single nice thing about the Chinese members of your former group? Watching one of the variety shows you filmed half a year ago, there was a moment you hugged your bandmate. You said he had BO. You had the gall to say that. For context, when Kris debuted in EXO, there were 4 members who were Chinese, including himself. It's unclear which member he spoke poorly about. Meizhu announced she would give Kris 24 hours to prepare a news conference, announcing he was leaving the Chinese entertainment industry for good, and he was removing all products using his likeness from shelves. She also asked him to write a handwritten apology letter to all of his victims and upload it to his Weibo account for 72 hours. After that, leave China immediately. You don't deserve to stay here. You're Canadian. Go back to where you came from. Before you go, find a way to draw the COVID-19 vaccine out of your veins. That's a Chinese product. You don't deserve to have it. Otherwise, even if I don't reveal the names of the other girls, I can still ruin you completely. Okay, run along and prepare then. Mr. Wu, this time, it's a fight to the Chinese netizens showed support for Meizhu. One post read, "A girl's purity was never defined by her hymen. You are very brave. You're really amazing. You're only 19. This is just a bad interlude in your long life ahead. You'll have a career that belongs to you. You'll receive a beautiful love. You'll have cute daughters. Your life will be decided by yourself. Your life has just started. You'll be very happy. Don't be afraid, Du Meizhu. Jiejies are here." Kris quickly took to Weibo to deny Meizhu's allegations, saying he didn't respond sooner for legal reasons. He also claimed there were many other people at the gatherings who could vouch for him. "I have only seen Ms. Du once during a family gathering December 5th, 2020. Nobody was plied with alcohol, no phones were taken away, and absolutely none of those details she described took place. There were no underage girls. If I behaved like this, everyone, please rest assured I would put myself in jail. I take legal responsibility for everything I just said." Around the same time, another alleged ex-girlfriend spoke up. In 2019, Luna Chin, a former Youth with You 2 survival show contestant, was rumored to be dating Kris after a photo was leaked of the pair holding hands. At the time, she was accused of paying the paparazzi to follow her and Kris around. Amidst the recent allegations about Kris, on July 18th, she pinned an old post she made on Weibo to the top of her page. The post was from the time she was rumored to be dating Kris. It read, "I've always respected Wu Laoshi, teacher. No dating, no videos, no stories." On July 19th, 2 more girls came forward, both former members of the C-pop group SNH48. The first was Yu Jiayi. She shared a screenshot of messages between her and Kris. In the messages, Kris spoke about wanting to protect his future daughter from bad relationships. "I remember I read something a mom said. I taught my daughter for 20 years how to protect herself, but you've never told your son not to hurt her. And my heart hurt. So I've always been very careful in that regard. Unless we're together, otherwise I wouldn't hurt a girl. Unless it's those girls you just fool around with, then it's whatever. In fact, they probably think they've taken advantage of me." Jiayi shared the screenshot along with the caption, "Mr. Fan, you said it yourself. Why couldn't you actually do it?" The other former SNH48 member was Zhang Dan-san. She also shared screenshots of messages between her and Kris. She claimed Kris reached out to her in August 2020 looking for a relationship. At first, she said he called her pretty and said he liked her. Then, he asked her if she was guai, which is a term for well-behaved, usually used to describe children. However, it can also be used to describe being obedient and submissive, which would make more sense in this context. Kris allegedly said he liked clean, pale girls with good figures, and Dan-san fit the description. She asked him if he was well-behaved, and he replied, "I'm very well-behaved. I really want my partner to be well-behaved. Actually, I really want to date and find a girlfriend, but I haven't met the right person yet, so I really like you." They planned a date to meet up, and Kris said he would find the time to date for marriage. Kris compared himself to a little kid. "I'm just a silly, naive type. Quite cute, ha ha ha. Unlike my outer appearance, the people who know me all think I'm like a little kid, ha ha ha. I have a childlike innocence." Dan-san quickly called him out. "Truthfully, I think you're a fake person." Kris complimented her a few more times before asking her about dating. "Did you date for a long time? You didn't foolishly give it all up, did you?" Dan-san was confused and replied with a question mark. Kris clarified his question. "Just have you had sexual relations?" He made a dubious claim about a man's first time. "Of course it isn't as important for men as it is for women, ha ha ha. How can there be a first time for men? Are you dumb?" Dan-san turned Kris's question on him. "Well then, have you foolishly given it all up?" She claimed Kris got defensive. She said he didn't want to talk about it and apologized for asking. Dan-san also shared messages between her and a friend after Dan-san met up with Kris. She said the hangout was fine, but Kris was awkward. "It was fine, pretty chill. Energy wasn't that high. We were both a little tired. He tried to hug me multiple times. It was a little awkward. He thinks he's like a little kid." Also, it seemed like he was a little chauvinistic. Dan-san said Kris allegedly said he had to have whatever car he wanted, just like with the girls he likes. She also claimed he began to get inappropriate while they were eating. "We were eating fried chicken. I said I like to eat the skin. He then tried to feed it to me with his mouth. He wanted me to bite. He even reached out to touch my chest, but I rejected him." Her friend agreed he was being inappropriate. So vulgar. If he wasn't Wu Yifan, he'd be blocked. In one of the DMs between Kris and Dan-san, Kris allegedly shared a picture of his legs and a couch. The outfit and couch matched the outfit he wore to Rap of China. Another person who interacted with Kris spoke up. Beijing Film Academy student Wei Yuxin was hesitant at first, but shared her story on Weibo. She shared alleged DMs between her and Kris Wu. In the DMs, he continued to use the term guai as he did with Dan-san. She also shared screenshots of him allegedly sending her money in the amounts of 520 yuan, around $80 USD, and 5,200 yuan, around $800 USD, which represent "I love you" in Chinese. He took the money back, but later allegedly sent her 36,666 yuan, approximately 5,600 USD, for an unknown reason. Another person to whom Kris sent money spoke up. On July 19th, an internet celebrity who goes by the name Li Xiaolu claimed Kris's methods of silencing people hadn't changed in 2 years. She alleged she was given 30,000 yuan, approximately 5,600 USD, in hush money when Kris's dating rumors with Luna Sheen surfaced. The hush money was allegedly sent so she would delete a post she had made that claimed Kris's assistant had pursued her for around 6 months. Xiaolu said Kris's assistant wanted her to move in with Kris since they were giving her money. However, she refused, so they deleted her contact information. Xiaolu claimed a good friend of hers had slept with Kris a week before the dating rumors with Luna came out, and Kris would often look for girls she was friends with while in LA during trips. In one of the chats she shared, Xiaolu allegedly messaged with one of Kris's assistants, who said they wanted her to come out to the bars with them because Kris wanted to go drinking. The person also asked her which girl would be staying the night, and she replied she didn't know. That same day, several brands continued to drop Kris, including luxury brands like Bulgari and Louis Vuitton. Bulgari released a statement. Bulgari has paid close attention to the situation surrounding Mr. Wu Yifan. We have made the decision to end our working relationship with Mr. Wu Yifan as of today. Louis Vuitton also said they were going to temporarily suspend their partnership with Kris. Louis Vuitton attaches great importance to the allegations against Mr. Wu Yifan and has suspended the cooperative relationship with Mr. Wu Yifan until the results of the judicial investigation are announced. On July 23rd, Louis Vuitton updated their status, announcing the end of their partnership with Kris. On July 21st, Kris allegedly posted a public apology on his Weibo account, but deleted it within seconds. According to alleged screenshots of the post, Kris admitted to his mistakes and apologized to his victims. The alleged post also said he would be stepping back from the entertainment industry, taking an indefinite hiatus, and would no longer be responding to anything related to the situation. However, many people found the post suspicious. His ranking on the website and the number of followers he had in the screenshot did not reflect the stats on his real page, so many people believe this post may be fake. On July 22nd, the police released some of the findings from their investigation. They confirmed Meizhu and Kris met up at his home and had a relationship, even though Kris had previously denied it. On December 5th, 2020, Feng, female 28 Wu Fan's acting manager at the time, invited Du Zhu, female 18, to Wu Fan's, male 30, home for a social gathering under the guise of having her audition for female lead in a music video. Over 10 people were playing board games and drinking together. By 7 a.m. the next day, the other attendees had trickled out. After drinking, Du Zhu stayed the night at Wu Fan's home and they engaged in sexual relations. That afternoon, after having a meal, Du Zhu left Wu Fan's home alone. They also confirmed Kris sent Meizhu 30,200 yuan, approximately $4,600 USD, to use for online shopping. The police claimed a friend of Du Meizhu told her to go public with her relationship with Kris to boost her online visibility. According to the police, in June 2021, Meizhu's friend published an anonymous post on Weibo claiming Kris was emotionally abusing Meizhu. Meizhu also published 3 follow-up posts about the situation. In July, someone using the pseudonym Xu contacted Meizhu, offering to be her ghostwriter. He would write Weibo posts for her, trying to help her take Kris down. At first, people thought Zhu was a justice knight for helping out Meizhu, but according to later police reports, he was only trying to profit from Meizhu's situation. Meizhu didn't end up posting what Zhu wrote, and it's unclear if she was aware of Zhu's intentions. On July 14th, the Chaoyang police said they received a report from Kris's mother, claiming they were being extorted and blackmailed by Meizhu. The police started their investigation and found a suspect named Liu Tiao. On July 18th, he was arrested. According to the investigation, after seeing Meizhu and Kris in the media, Liu Tiao decided to come up with a fake identity and claimed to be a relevant person in the situation to get money from both parties. Liu Tiao claimed to be another victim of Kris's to get Meizhu's trust. Using information he got from her, he contacted Kris's lawyer pretending to be Meizhu and demanded 3 million RMB, approximately $460,000, and provided his and Meizhu's banking information. At the same time, he contacted Meizhu from a fake account, pretending to be Kris's lawyer, and settled on 3 million RMB in compensation, but neither signed a contract. On July 11th, Kris's mother transferred 500,000 yuan to Meizhu in 2 transactions. After Liu Tiao didn't receive any money, he contacted Kris's lawyer again, pretending to be Meizhu, and demanded the remaining 2.5 million yuan, but had no success. When that didn't work, he went to Meizhu, posing as Kris's lawyer, and demanded Meizhu sign the contract for the 3 million yuan settlement or return the 500,000 yuan. Meizhu agreed to return the money, and Liu Tiao, while posing as the lawyer, gave Meizhu his personal banking information, and she transferred 180,000 yuan to his account. Liu Tiao confessed to the crime once he was arrested and is currently in custody. On July 30th, Kris was detained by police under suspicion of SA. When the news broke that Kris had been detained, netizens focused on his mother, Stacy Wu, as she had been the one that instigated the very first investigation with Meizhu. She was the one who accidentally pushed her son into prison when she reported to the police of being blackmailed by Du Meizhu. She could never have thought that the police would decide to investigate further about the male singer. As a result, a series of scandals and shocking details were continuously shared, and the matter became more and more exposed. Notably, Mrs. Stacy Wu, Kris Wu's mother, went to the police station to report the incident. Nobody could have predicted that the authorities would also look into the male idol throughout the inquiry. As a result, Wu Yifan was officially arrested. At the beginning of August, a photo circulated online of Kris's Madame Tussauds wax figure dressed in a prison uniform. The wax figure debuted in 2015, and Kris was the first entertainer born in the 1990s to receive a wax figure at Madame Tussauds in Shanghai. Kris's fans immediately claimed the picture was falsely edited by netizens. One fan went to the wax museum in person and did not see the prison uniform. When they asked an employee about Kris's figure, the employee allegedly said Kris's figure had been temporarily removed as he was too much of a controversial figure. On August 16th, Kris's personal and studio Weibo accounts were no longer accessible. This was also the day Beijing Chaoyang's People Procuratorate authorized Kris's arrest on suspicion of SA. According to KBI Zoom, Kris's lawyer said if the suspect was arrested, it meant that the specialized agency had sold evidence that the accused has committed a crime and didn't meet the conditions to be released on bail pending trial. After Kris was arrested, the China Association of Performing Arts released a document condemning Kris's behavior. The document also said celebrities need to be more aware of the law and ethics, since they have more responsibility as public figures. This document also banned Kris. He is the first artist in history to get banned twice from engaging in any form of entertainment. Once Kris had been arrested, all broadcasting platforms had taken down movies and entertainment involving Kris. Social media accounts, topics on Weibo, and group chats related to Kris were also removed. Lawyers started publishing articles explaining Kris's possible sentencing. According to lawyers, the standard punishment for SA ranges from 3 to 10 years. If there are at least 5 aggravating circumstances, the sentence changes from 10 years to life, and the accused could face the death penalty. For Kris's case, we are still waiting to see the first instance judgment before we find out the jail term. Lawyer Yi Yinghua spoke about Kris's situation. This relies on the pace of the case investigation, the pace of the arrest, the conditions under inquiry, and the proof. If Wu Yifan enters a guilty plea, the legal procedure will be sped up. The results of the first instance trial are expected to be released before January 2022 in the best case scenario. The results will be released in March 2022 if the process takes longer. When asked what sentence they believe Kris will receive, Yinghua said, "I am unable to correctly evaluate the term the defendant may get. However, based on my experience, Wu Yifan's sentence will most likely be at least 5 years." On August 18th, China's online platforms removed content related to Kris Wu. The China Netcasting Services Association, CNSA, supported the decision. The CNSA said, as of 10 a.m. on August 17th, 1.9 million short videos and 7,000 videos of entertainment programs relating to Kris were removed from online platforms. On August 19th, several of China's celebrities had attended an ethical training session hosted by the National Radio and Television Administration, NRTA. 64 entertainers allegedly attended the gathering, including big names like Lei Jiayin, Zhang Yishan, and Raija Alimjan. The NRTA didn't explain how the celebrities attending were chosen or if the course was mandatory. The session was called Training Class for Promoting the Production of High-Quality TV Series and covered the topics of professional ethics, law and regulations, and the Communist Party's history. On August 20th, news reports claimed Kris's mom was struggling with the news of her son being jailed. According to reports, she allegedly spent most of her time crying, talking to top lawyers, and using her connections to rescue her son from prison. MIN News reported one of the alleged connections Kris's mom reached out to. According to insiders, in order to get Wu Yifan out, Wu's mother has also begged many people at home and abroad these days, and even went to Jackie Chan boldly. On August 23rd, Weibo banned 145 internet celebrity accounts for publishing information harmful for maintaining social order, including those that endanger national sovereignty and territorial integrity, instigate ethnic hatred and discrimination, insult and slander martyrs, and incite illegal gatherings. One internet celebrity had over 5 million followers on Weibo before having their account deleted after they showed support for Kris. On September 8th, Kris was rumored to have tried to protect his wealth before being arrested. Kris allegedly began to quietly liquidate his assets and tried to sell his luxury properties. Kris is allegedly worth at least 1.33 billion yuan, around $205 million US. The rumors began after Meizhu came forward with the allegations, and companies began to cut their ties with him. However, some netizens claimed Kris's assets were all purchased abroad, and some of his assets, such as cars, had been transferred to Canada. Kris's situation has caused the Cyberspace Administration of China, CAC, to call for a crackdown on unruly celebrity fan culture. They've urged websites and platforms to adjust their products and services to help fans star chase rationally. Their announcement read, "There needs to be a limitation of irrational star chasing by canceling promotions that prompt fans to buy products in support of their idols, changing the rules for competition, and managing fan groups." The CAC has been trying to crack down on the chaos involving online fan clubs and obsessive fan culture, including online abuse, excessive spending, and celebrities. So far, the CAC has deleted 150,000 harmful messages, closed more than 4,000 accounts, 1,300 groups, and removed 39 apps. Some examples of fans going too far have been fans flaunting their wealth, manipulating social media comments, making up topics to sway public opinion, and using bots to increase traffic towards their favorite star. Following Kris's scandal and other recent scandals in China, more than 80 Chinese entertainers signed a letter of commitment, saying they will set a good example for young people so the Chinese entertainment industry can return to a healthy environment. In the letter, the entertainers agree to reject vulgar and poor quality performances and will stick to creating work that benefits the people. Chinese video platform Mango TV established a branch in the Communist Party of China specifically for entertainers to join social activities that promote a positive role in society. Kris's situation is ongoing and has made a lot of changes to China's policies. It'll be interesting to see if any more changes are made and if Kris is sentenced. What do you think about Kris's situation? Do you think these changes will help prevent future scandals? Let me know in the comments below.